Every time you master something difficult, you expand your capacity to handle life itself. Skill doesn't just change what you can do, it changes who you are. It builds confidence that no one can take from you. When you know you can adapt, when you know you can learn anything, fear loses its grip. That's the power of mastery. It removes dependency. You stop begging for chances because you create them. You stop waiting for miracles because you become one. People will see your results, but they'll never understand the hours, the failures, the repetition it took to get there. That's what makes mastery sacred. It's earned in silence and displayed in brilliance. Don't chase shortcuts. They destroy value. Everyone wants the rewards, but few want the repetition. Mastery lives in the boring hours, the unseen grind, the times when no one claps. That's where the great ones are born. While others quit because it's hard, you must persist until it becomes natural. The difference between amateurs and masters is not talent. It's persistence through boredom. Skill doesn't grow from excitement, it grows from consistency. So don't just practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. Understand that skill multiplies your worth faster than anything else. You can be average in personality, appearance, or luck, but if you can deliver results, the world bows to your ability. People respect performance, not excuses. Skill is the weapon that levels the battlefield. The person who learns faster, adapts quicker, and executes better will always lead. It's not about having the best resources. It's about being resourceful. When you can turn limitations into leverage through your skill, you become unstoppable. Every new skill you acquire makes you more valuable to yourself first, because it builds independence. The more you can rely on your own competence, the less you need to rely on approval, luck, or anyone's permission. Skill is freedom disguised as work. The hours you put into mastering your craft are the down payments on your independence. One day when opportunity knocks, it won't be about luck. It'll be about whether you're ready. And readiness only comes from mastery. In a world that moves fast, knowledge is the new power and skill is the new wealth. You can lose everything, your job, your position, your comfort, but if you have skill, you can rebuild it all. Skill makes you dangerous in the best way possible. It makes you valuable in any room, any economy, any situation. It's what turns fear into confidence, problems into profits, and dreams into reality. But never forget, skill alone isn't enough if it's not fueled by discipline. You must apply what you learn relentlessly. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Every skill must be sharpened through use. Don't just learn, apply. Don't just study, execute. Every time you use your skill to produce real results, your value multiplies again. Repetition creates mastery, and mastery creates authority. The world listens to those who can deliver. So keep learning, keep growing, keep pushing your limits. Master something new every season of your life. Build a library in your mind, a weapon in your hands, and fire in your heart. Be the person who can adapt, who can perform, who can teach, who can lead. Every skill you master adds another zero to your worth because each one represents discipline, time, and commitment. The three currencies the weak avoid and the strong embrace. Don't seek to be impressive, seek to be irreplaceable. Because when your skill speaks, the world listens. And when the world listens, your value becomes undeniable. Discipline is the bridge that separates average from extraordinary. It's the silent force that transforms ordinary dreams into unstoppable realities. While talent may open the first door, discipline is what keeps you walking through every door after that. It is the unseen power that turns ambition into achievement, the invisible thread that connects desire to destiny. Without it, even the most gifted fade into mediocrity. With it, even the most ordinary can rise to greatness. Discipline is the difference between the one who talks and the one who wins, between those who start and those who finish, between those who wish and those who conquer. Discipline doesn't shout, it whispers, every morning, every night, every moment of choice. It tells you to get up when you want to stay in bed. It tells you to keep going when your mind screams to quit. It demands that you honor your word when no one is watching. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's the most powerful habit you can ever build. Because once you master discipline, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, There's nothing outside of you that can control your fate. The average person acts when they feel inspired. The extraordinary act no matter how they feel. That's the dividing line. Emotions control the weak. Discipline controls the strong. The extraordinary don't wait for motivation. They move with commitment. They don't rely on moods. They rely on systems. They don't chase comfort. They chase growth. Every step of progress is built on the back of disciplined action, repeated thousands of times without applause, without recognition, without shortcuts. That's how champions are made. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect. It's choosing long-term greatness over short-term pleasure. It's the understanding that every easy choice makes life harder, and every hard choice makes life easier. When you learn to do what's difficult when it's required, you become unstoppable when it's necessary. Discipline is freedom disguised as sacrifice. It might cost you comfort now, but it buys you power later. The world bends to those who can command themselves. Every dream demands a price, and discipline is the currency. You can't buy greatness with laziness, and you can't rent success with occasional effort. You pay in consistency, in focus, in self-control. The extraordinary know that every day is a test of priorities. They don't let distractions dictate their direction. They don't give excuses a seat at the table. When it's time to work, they work. When it's time to train, they train. They build their future in the hours everyone else wastes. Discipline is not a switch you turn on once. It's a muscle you strengthen daily. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you grow stronger. Every time you follow through on your promises, you reinforce your own identity. Discipline teaches you to trust yourself. And once you trust yourself, nothing can shake you. That's when you stop negotiating with weakness. That's when your standard becomes non-negotiable. You stop asking, can I do this? And start declaring, this will be done. Understand this. The extraordinary aren't born with more time or better luck. They simply use what they have with more discipline. They understand that consistency compounds. A single disciplined act might seem small today, but repeated over months and years, it builds empires. One disciplined hour daily becomes a skill. That skill becomes an advantage, and that advantage becomes success. The undisciplined waste time seeking balance. The disciplined create it through structure. Discipline will test you. It will strip away your excuses, expose your weaknesses, and confront your limits. But that's its gift, because in that process, you find out who you truly are. It will push you to the edge where most people stop, and it will whisper, one more rep, one more page, one more step. And it's in that one more that greatness is found. The average stop when it hurts, the extraordinary rise when it hurts most. Every great achiever you admire is not driven by luck or fate, but by daily discipline. The athlete who trains before sunrise, the entrepreneur who studies while others sleep, the artist who perfects every detail. They are not superhuman, they are simply consistent. They understand that discipline doesn't guarantee perfection. It guarantees progress, and progress, compounded over time, guarantees victory. Discipline also requires solitude. You will lose people who don't understand your grind. You will miss out on pleasures that don't serve your purpose. You will walk alone at times, and that loneliness will forge your strength. Because discipline doesn't need validation, it needs direction. When you learn to walk alone, focused, determined, unshaken, you stop being one of many and start becoming one of one. The truth is, everyone has potential, but only the disciplined fulfill it. The world is full of talented failures, people who had everything but consistency. Don't be one of them. Build your life around principles that don't bend under pressure. When you say you'll do something, do it, not because it's convenient, but because your word has power. The moment you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your foundation. The moment you keep it, you strengthen your identity. So ask yourself, do you want to be remembered as someone who almost did or someone who did? Because the bridge between the two is built on discipline, on those daily deliberate actions that nobody sees but everybody feels in your results. The extraordinary don't wait for perfect conditions. They create them. They understand that discipline is not the opposite of freedom. It is freedom. It's the ability to control your destiny.